Hi friends, in this video I'll show you how to create a Gantt chart within Excel so you can track your projects more effectively. So let's get straight into it. So here we have our blank Excel sheet and this is where we can start filling out our data. Now the first thing I'm going to enter is the project start date. So I'm going to put that at the top, giving it a green background so it stands out a little bit more. And then the project name. So we're designing a new app, so I'm going to call it app launch. The next thing I'm going to do is add in your table. Now in this table you'll have your main information. So to save you a little bit of time, I'm just going to paste what I did earlier. So I've got the number, the activity, the owners, the start and end date, the number of working days, the status, and the completion in a percentage. Now again, to save a bit of time, I'm going to paste some data I have from before. So I'm going to do 1 to 6 here. And in activity, I'm just going to put some activities in here. So project kickoff all the way to launch. Then I'm going to call some of my friends to help me with this app creation. And then we've got start and end date. Now here is where I want to show you something. So if you just type in 1st of Jan, it will come up like this. So if you want to change the formatting of that, if you press Control 1, it will open the format cells. If you go on custom, you can customize the position of the date and month. So we've got DD and then we've got 3 M's. So that's exactly how I want it. Otherwise, if you want to add in the year, you can also do that by pressing hyphen and then YY. That will show 01 Jan 2024. But I quite like this format, so I'm going to stick to the 1st of Jan in this format. And then press OK. And then we can center align it. And then again, to save a bit of time, I'm just going to paste the rest in. But you get the idea that you can change the formatting however you wish. Go ahead and do that. Now within the days column, this is where you need to enter a formula to work out the number of working days it will take for this particular task. And the way we do that is by entering this formula. So equals network days, open bracket, then it'll ask you for your start date, so select that, and then comma, end date, close the bracket, and press enter. So this particular task will take us 11 working days, so this excludes any weekends. And if we drag this all the way down, then the formula will replicate for every single task. And again, just highlight it and then give it a border, same as before. Now for the status, I want to create a drop-down list. Rather than entering things manually, we can create a list. So select the cells, then go on data, and then data validation from this drop-down. And then from this validation criteria, I'm going to enter list. And here is where I'm going to add my list options. So just type in complete as your first one. The second one will be in progress. And then the final one will be off track. And then press OK. Now what you can do is you can select different options from this list as per the project requirements. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and then center align it. Now that we've got a list, we can make this even better by adding conditional formatting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all these cells, go on home, conditional formatting, highlight cell rules and text that contains. Now here is where you can add some rules. So on complete, I'm going to select this drop down, I'm going to customize the format, I'm going to go with this green option and press OK. And every time it's selected as complete, it will appear as green. I'm going to go ahead and do the same for the other two. I'm going to make this yellow and make this red. And now finally for the percentage complete, you can simply manually enter that in by just pressing 100% or whatever your percentage is. So I'm just going to copy the rest across to save you a bit of time. And that will be our main framework for the table complete. Now it's time for our timeline. So the first thing I'm going to do is add in the dates. So I'm going to select this column here, so cell K, and then press equals, and then I'm going to select our start date, which is 1st of Jan, and press enter. Now what it's going to do is it's going to create this long format of text. However, I don't want it to look this way. So the first thing I'm going to do is press Control 1, and then again, I'm going to change the formatting and remove the years. So I just get 1st of Jan and press OK. And another thing I don't like is the fact that it's represented horizontally. I want it to be vertical going across the top. So the way to do that is press this AB sign at the top. And then from the drop down, select rotate text up. And then if I double click here, that will bring it nice and aligned and a bit more visually appealing. Now the second step to this is simply go on the next cell, type in equals, select this date, and then +7, and then press enter. Now again, then format it the same way as a format painter. And as you can see, this will represent the following week. So the 1st of Jan, then week 2 will be from the 8th of Jan. And if you drag this all the way across, then you will get a week on week view up until however long you need. Now what I'll do next is I want the month represented at the top. So if I just type in January here, or Jan, then if I select all the months which are comprising of Jan, then press merge and center, that will give me a nice view right there. Then do the same again for Feb, and then same again for March, then finally the same for April. Now we can start adding some color to make it a little bit nicer. So select your dates, go with a gray color or whatever you prefer, and then I'm going to make this into a blue so it matches the theme of the Excel worksheet, and make that bold as well. And then what you can do now is you can start adding in your Gantt chart timelines. So I'd make this one blue again because this one is something we don't need, just so it doesn't distract the user. Now, as you can see, the first task will take from 1st Jan to the 15th of January. So I'm going to simply select from 1st to Jan, I'm going to make that green. And the reason I'm making that green is because it's complete and on track. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to represent the same status bar in terms of colors. And one of the things I quite like doing is adding in a end date. Now what you can do is if you enter the value V and then change this to a different font, which will be the Windings font, I think that's how you pronounce it, that will give you a nice shape like this. If I put it in the center, that will represent the end date of the task. And then do the same again for each one until you've completed your Gantt chart. So I've gone ahead and manually entered my timelines or Gantt chart. Now the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the grid lines at the background so it looks a bit better. So go on view and then uncheck the grid lines, and now it will be a white background. And the next step you can do is select your data right here, and then let's add some borders. So if you go on home, then go on borders, then if I select all borders, it will give me a black border, which looks a little bit strong. So I'm going to change that to a gray. So go on the drop down, go on more borders, and then on the outline, select this gray color. And then on the inside as well, we'll go for gray. Just make sure it's kind of come through and press OK. As you can see, that's now looking much nicer with a soft grey background. So there you have it guys, a simple Gantt chart within Excel. For more tips and tricks, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.